Welcome to the UPoker Academy Poker Lecture Series designed to make you a better poker player. In this lecture we're going to look at some shorthanded and heads-up deep stack play. You'll notice we're playing a 1-2 table, which means the buy-in is 200 chips for 100 big blinds. That means we're playing about 309 big blinds deep against ELOCs. We currently have just over 500 big blinds. And Sirius is a little bit short stacked with about 60. So we're going to look at how the short stack big stack dynamic changes our play. It's worth noting we have been playing against these players for a while, so we do have a few reads on them, but I'm going to wait until they're pertinent to relay them to you. The first thing to note is that when you're dealing with a big stack and a small stack, is that the small stack will often make plays that will hurt both big stacks. This is why small stack poker is very effective at making money. It's not the most creative way to make money, but the simple fact is I can make a decision that's profitable against the big stack that would lose money against the short stack, but just wouldn't lose as much as I win against the big stack. So the short stack makes money in that situation, and I make money in that situation. That's why short stacking is so vital. But because we do have two big stacks on the table, our primary target will be the other big stack, and we will try to play hands that play well in very deep stack situations. So your suited connectors are more valuable than your high pairs, and when you do play a pair, you're going to be playing it for set value. So we've raised and we've been re-raised, but it's a small re-raise, so we are going to call. So the pot is 28, and we've got 565 behind. It does flop. That is a flop that hits his range pretty significantly, so we are just going to fold here. We'd like to see some kind of a drawing hand there, or ideally the nut straight. When we do flop a hand like a good draw, we can semi-bluff it, and when we flop a monster, we have the option to milk it for his entire stack. So the ideal size for the pot going into the flop is probably somewhere between 20 and 30 chips. That'll allow us to, without much effort, extract him from a significant portion of his chips. Here we've got top two pair, and it was raised over here by Sirius, so we're going to check it through in the hopes that he bets and ELOCs calls. This is a really common way to get some extra chips in the pot, because once he bets and ELOCs calls, the pot is larger than if we just bet out, because then we'd just be betting out 6 or 10 into a $12 pot. Now we're going to be able to check raise much higher. And ELOCs does raise, so this is the perfect opportunity to re-raise here and maybe isolate ELOCs and have a very big pot going into the turn. It'll be about 100 chips. Sirius does go all in. And we'll have to wait to see what ELOCs does. If ELOCs goes all in here, it's probably a good time to fold, but just against Sirius, the short stack, we are going to call. And he does suck out on us, but we do have another big stack at the table that we can play some deep stack poker with. We've also been joined by another short stack. So let's talk starting hands in big stack poker. We've already mentioned that your suited connectors are going to be more valuable than your high cards, but it goes further than that. Your cards should be such that you can bet and re-raise with them and have a plan going through the rest of the flop, through the flop and the turn of the river. And it's important to have that plan help you decide how large you should size your bets. So if we raise to 10, we'll have a 20 to 30 chip pot on the flop, and that means we'll have a 60 chip pot on the turn, and ideally a 180 chip pot on the river. That won't get either of our stacks in. But here we've got actually a really sizable pot building. Now we've got a 60 chip pot on the flop, and we do flop the second nuts here. So we are going to try to get at least a pot size bet in on every street. Now the question is, do we raise here or do we call? And I believe this is a good spot to put in a raise. because it's going to help us build that pot up faster. And it looks like we are going to get it all in here on the flop with our pocket nines. And we are looking at a guaranteed win. So that's exactly what we're trying to do with big pot poker. We're trying to build the pot up pre-flop so that we can find a situation like that and win a large stack off of somebody. That was such an eloquent example of it that I'm going to stop the video right here, and we're just going to call this a short lecture. And thank you for joining us at UPoker Academy. Please check us out on riskoriented.com for more poker strategy delivered directly to your YouTube account. Please like and subscribe to us. And for more poker strategy right now, continue on to our next poker lecture by clicking here.